They number in the hundreds of millions. And the battle is to kill them faster than they breathe.
Countless, relentless. It is a living, breeding nightmare. Now reported mouse sightings show the plague spreading through the states. From paddocks to Parliament today, a plea for help.
This is 10 News First Adelaide.
Scurrying, scratching, stinking mice. This isn't a mouse problem, it's a mouse plague, the worst in memory.
The rodents are running rampant across the state's central west region and all the way across the border into southern Queensland.
The mice arrived around February and haven't shown any signs of leaving. Mice can give birth to a litter of up to 10 offspring every 20 days, and they can fall pregnant as soon as they've given birth. The mice move in.
Farmers in New South Wales have reported a drastic increase in the mouse population, with the creatures found swarming inside grain silos, barns, and homes. Footage of the swarms of mice have sparked concern across Australia. This is exactly what nightmares are made of. This mice situation is only getting worse. There is also alarm around the safety of Australia's drinking water, with reports of poisoned mice carcasses ending up in water tanks.
Where's the mouse? Psst, where's the mouse? Normally known for their mouse hunting abilities, even cats have given up trying to control this plague. Get a mouse! Get a mouse! Dogs too are struggling to strike the right chord. But it's scenes like this that have farmers at a crisis point.
Farmers from the village of Gulgendra said that at night the earth just moves when mice run around the street.
Oh my God, it's raining mice.
Rodents have made their way into residential buildings. People find them in beds, closets and storerooms. Several people were taken to a local hospital after being bitten by mice. In farms that harvest hay, expect large losses due to rapidly multiplying rodents. Just one pair of mice can produce an average of 500 offspring per season.
A massive plague of rats and mice has ravaged Australia.
This mice plague is reaching horrific proportions, and people are very seriously at mental breaking point. One family said, quote, they've moved into our studio, they've moved into our house, they've moved into our walls. Other families report mice getting into the sheets and the linen. It's terrifying.
The people of Tottenham in the central west of New South Wales are exhausted. They've spent every morning since February sweeping away dead mice. Tons of grain can't be sold because it's been contaminated by mice faeces, and truckloads of hay will be burnt because of the damage.
They're in every aspect of our life. They're in our school.
Principal John Southern is telling students to bring their lunch in sealed containers.
They're in our house. They're in our cars.
The mice have been breeding. They breed every 21 days, and we've got 1 billion more mice than we had 3 weeks ago.
I've never seen mice like this. It's a bit of a losing battle. It's just, horrible. Yeah, just in our farm, we've seen about 2 million mice. In my estimate, is what I've seen.
2 million mice.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
We're facing an absolute calamity. There is no amount of money on this earth that will make the mice go away.
The worst hit areas are in the central west and north, but the rodents are on the move. Experts monitoring the situation expect numbers to peak at the end of this month.
Walking by the houses, entering the houses in Australia. Then I saw a lot of mice, a lot of rodents, small rodents, a lot of mice. In fact, I was chasing them. Hey, get out of here. A lot of them I was fearing they would bite my feet too.
Australia. There are reports of people waking up from mice biting their feet and crawling on their faces.
A mouse plague in parts of regional New South Wales is causing health concerns after 3 hospital patients were bitten.
3 hospital patients were also bitten by mice.
Several people were taken to a local hospital after being bitten by mice.
Australia is facing a giant mouse plague. Mice getting into houses at night to nibble on people's toes.
And the mice are bold. They're revolting, sending at least 3 people to the hospital after biting them.
Locals have woken up to mice biting at their feet or crawling across their face.
They're driving me crazy. The maggots come out when they die, and when they see that body's there, they start maggots start coming out.
Now I've just got to the stage that I have just had enough of them. It absolutely reeks. It is a pungent, foul smell.
And the smell. How do you get used to that? It's like
You don't.
The smell, the stench, you never get used to it.
Kuna dhoruba ambayo inakuja upon the face of the earth, juu ya uso wa dunia. The Lord has come out. Bwana ametoka with a storm, akiwa na dhoruba, to strike the earth, kuigonga dunia, for their iniquity, kwa ajili ya udhalimu wao, for their sin, kwa ajili ya dhambi yao, for their blackmail, kwa ajili ya blasphemy, kwa ajili ya kufanya abomination, immorality, usherati. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Kutawaka. I see difficult days ahead of you. Naona siku zenye utata mwingi mbele zenu.
The Lord has spoken to me again right now. The Lord took me into a hospital in Asia. There's a very big distress there. You see a lot of people swarming into the hospital. I see the lack of equipment now. There's no equipment. The doctors are running up and down, and many people flooding into the hospital. The Lord took me to Asia, and I see a lot of people rushing into the hospital, being rushed. There's the procedure being done on somebody, and then there is testing. So somebody told me, well, he makes one of the doctors there to speak with me, and he says, we don't have equipment. What we do, we take this, and they will take a little and put on the culture to see. So there is going to be a big distress that is going to come into Asia, a big disease distress. distress of disease is coming. There will be a disease emergency in Asia. That distress will be like none other, a distress that has not been seen. This kind of distress, like God has shown me just a few minutes ago when He took me to Asia, will develop on this earth, will throb on this planet Earth, will throb on this planet Earth. The Lord has spoken to me again right now. He took me to India. The Lord took me into India. There's a very big distress there. You see a lot of people swarming into the hospital. I see the lack of equipment. Now there is no equipment. The doctors are running up and down, and many people flooding into the hospital.
A cattle on its knees.
Consecutive day, India has set a global record for daily infections and deaths. But health experts believe the real numbers could be much higher. For every 200 patients, only one doctor was available.
So we are struggling. We are struggling.
So many like her are putting in all they can.
India's healthcare system is at a breaking point. Unable to cope with the scale of the crisis, its people left to fend for themselves.
The waiting room at the Guru Tegh Bahadur Public Hospital is a sea of desperation, crammed with people defying Delhi's strict lockdown to seek help.
Hospitals are being forced to turn away the sick and dying.
Recently in Delhi, a group of people turned on medics and security guards at a hospital after they discovered a 67-year-old relative was denied an ICU bed and instead died in a hospital waiting room. Similar scenes are playing out across the country. There's been anger south of Delhi when people have turned up at a hospital only to discover their relatives have died because there is not enough oxygen. Doctors say they don't have oxygen, they don't have beds, and they don't have medicines.
What do I do? Once there is no bed here, no physical space, as you can see, to put another trolley, what do we do? We can only do that much.
A hospital in the western city of Bhavnagar. These are COVID patients and there are no doctors to look at them, says the man filming the video.
पेशेंट यहाँ पे नीचे लेके लेटा हुआ है, कचरा वहाँ पे पड़ा हुआ है।
India is experiencing the world's worst coronavirus outbreak.
A tornado, that's how a doctor in India described the situation to me this morning.
NDTV 24/7.
We probably, you see, we as a doctor, we as a hospital, we are supposed to give life. If we cannot give them oxygen even, what is the situation? When patient comes to, patient will die. Patient will die. They are trying to help, but there is no oxygen, sir. There is no oxygen. We know this.
The Lord has spoken to me again right now. He took me to India. The Lord took me into India. There's a very big distress there.
The eyes of the world are on the faraway nation of India, where the virus is said to be swallowing people. Mass cremations are taking place in parking lots because crematoriums are overwhelmed. Some of the images coming out of India are apocalyptic.
Through the night, the pyres burn, the flames piercing the dark sky. In this Kanpur crematorium, as COVID takes its deathly toll, a never-ending day and an endless nightmare for relatives.